Hey.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
Eric, if you're saying something, we cannot hear you right now.
No.
Join us while we get our audio set up.
All right, yeah. Welcome to the audio setup
why
hour.
did the thing just mute me?
There
Can
we
you
go.
hear me now?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep, perfect.
All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the pregame hangout. These are the dungeon scrawlers, as you probably know. Anyway, I am setting up stuff for the game, so I'm here, but talk amongst yourselves.
Oh, I'm super excited. We have our full house for the first time in a while tonight. Woo-hoo.
That is pretty cool.
I got a stupid cat story. I
Ooh.
figured I would play to our
Oh, is the
audience.
cat stupid or is the story stupid?
Well, actually, it was the Derpy Cat.
Okay.
So the smarter cat likes to sit actually on my bed in my little office that I have at my parents' place. So I had a conference call for work that I was going to have to focus on. So she left a little bit before then. I'm like, yes. And so I went and shut the door real quick. And so then I had the conference call and somebody is banging on the door. And I'm like, okay, smart cat wants to get back in. It's okay. Smart cat, chill, whatever. So I have this conference call for probably about an hour. And then I close it down. I'm like, okay, phew. And I turn and Derpy Cat jumps up onto my bed and looks at me. And I look at the door, and the door is still shut. So Derpy Cat had like hidden somewhere, like under my bed or something, way earlier in the day. I don't know. Anyway, so she had been shut in during my conference call. And so all the banging had been her like, oh, I want to get out now, as opposed to the smart cat being like, oh, I want to get in. And so like I had this moment where like Derpy Cat is sitting there looking at me and the door is shut. And I'm like, wait, what? Teleporting cat? Cat opens door, then also shuts door? Don't understand. Until, like the logic finally crunched its way through. But
Hilarious.
Yeah, my cats have discovered the joy of string. Like, I don't think we've ever had just like string. They love boxes. They love bags. They love basically anything that isn't a bought toy that you spend a lot of money on. So, but yeah, they just sort of joy of string. But now, so I have a standing desk during the day when I'm writing, and one cat gets up there and just starts clawing at my like buttocks and thigh, like to play string with her, and until I acknowledge her, and then she jumps down. So I've got like one side of my body's very like, I got into the shower and it was like, ow, what the hell? Oh yeah.
Then one day you look down and you realize it's not the cat, but Christy. That's his partner.
Maybe, yeah.
One of my cats, he will do this incredibly adorable thing where he comes up to you and he paws at your leg, like he'll stand up on his hind legs and paw at your leg so that you'll pick him up and cuddle him. And of course, he'll get tired of that within like a minute and then need to go down. But that's just cats, right? Anyway, it's really cute and it's really fun. And you're like, oh, he loves me. And then if you don't do it like 3 times, he will start biting you.
No.
To make sure you're paying attention to him. Yeah. He's like, ah. I'm like, what? What is happening?
Super mean cats.
Yeah.
I mean, the parents' cats are very annoying. Like they can continuously like yell, asking for something for longer than your patience can last. But there's no claws. Sometimes they'll pat you. That's the funny part. Is like it's clearly the same instinct that yours are showing, Randy. Mm-hmm. But like my parents' cats, they'll just like put their paw on you, and they'll look at you, and then you like move so that they have to get off you, and then they put their paw on you. All they're asking for is the ribbon stick.
So Rumpus Imperator says, we love stupid cat stories. So you're just giving him what he wants right now.
Excellent.
I mean, I don't know. I think these are average cats. These are like the normal activities of cats.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Who just turned on that microphone?
Yeah.
Oh, is it Emily? All right. You're going to have to do a little something. Yeah, okay.
Jen
That
and
was-
ice cream.
What
Yeah,
happened? with
That
the
was like a
microphone?
supersonic ice cream scoop. It sounded like a jet plane passed by for a moment.
It was like an ocean wave of sound, just all over us.
They're like THX activated. Or something.
Beautiful.
Theater.
I'm just taking my medicine right now. No one pay me any mind.
Well, can I get your same doctor? Give me a referral.
There's actually so Enzo eats a lot of junk food, and we've just been, and Astrid will notice it, so we'll just tell her, no, it's okay. Daddy's just taking his medicine now.
That's cute.
And then we make like, and then he makes horrible faces whenever he eats it, so she won't think it's anything good.
Yeah.
How long can you get away with that con, I wonder?
Ugh.
Still going.
Chocolate. It's the color of poop. You wouldn't like this. Chocolate's the worst.
This stuff comes out of your butt, you know.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's gonna backfire as soon as she gets the
Yeah,
chocolate and then
absolutely.
goes, oh, everything like this.
Mm-hmm.
I gather, like, scientifically, they prove that babies don't automatically get disgusted by, like,
really?
Poop and stuff. Yeah, like, if you give a child of a certain age, like, you know, Tootsie Rolls formed into a shape or something, they'll be like, ah, and just, like, totally chow down. So they have to learn and be taught to be disgusted. And then after a certain age, like, they've been taught that, and then they have the same sort of, like, reaction that adults do.
I mean, it's kind of like dogs, right? Like dogs will happily sniff each other's poop and like throw up and then eat it again. So they're not disgusted at all.
I'm gonna run inside and get something while we have this conversation.
That seems
Welcome,
fair.
viewers.
Actually,
Hope
yeah.
you're enjoying
I
the
kind of need to
conversation.
finish eating my dinner.
Just drive everybody off.
Yes. So original Angston says our pug is always starts snoring right as I need to go on a conference call. Most of my calls are done standing in the hallway outside my office. Oh yeah, your pets will definitely take over your space. But we love to let them, right?
Mm-hmm. A lot of pets are spoiled due to the pandemic. I think of. Oh, you're home all the time. You've got plenty of time just playing with me.
That's right.
Yeah, if your pet didn't have separation anxiety issues before, now they will.
Mhm, mhm. Now they definitely will.
I must admit that I snore. I have a bit of a snoring problem, and so like my ex-girlfriends or something would always describe it as like I snore like a bear, but really they should be describing it as I snore like a pug.
I mean, the faces, the poor things, they can't help but snore, I assume.
Oh yeah, me too. That's my problem. If only. I have no excuses.
Right now, I'm just populating this map with NPCs. Dun dun dun! There's a map.
With many things. Are we going to have to fight them?
Oh, hey, we're using
probably.
Roll20. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Well, okay. So I should explain this. Yang Yang emailed me like a couple hours ago and said, "Hey, do you have any visuals? Because maybe we're not using Roll20." And I'm like, kinda. And so we talked about it, and we're like, "No, I don't think that'll work out too well." So I'm like, "Screw it!" And I made a map. So now we have a map.
Nice. Okay, cool.
So yeah, we're gonna use Roll20. I suppose I should have told you that rather than trying to keep it a surprise. Anyway.
Well, you got to tell at least poor Yang Yang.
Yeah.
It is what
Yeah.
it is. We'll figure it out. Let's see.
Well, not I. Artemisia wanted to go back to Briar House. She wants to her house.
This looks like Briar House to me.
Yeah, it's Dark Dance Manor.
That's
Sort of.
manner. Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. It doesn't look like Briar House.
I mean, it's got the great bathroom, but it's Mirren's bathroom. So it's just not good enough. Artemisia wants her bathroom in her house. And her wardrobe. She needs new clothes. That's the cleaning only works for so long.
You think Mirren's bathtub is stained blue from all her hair dye?
Her hair is naturally that color. I'll have you know.
That's what she says.
Well, it's magically that color, sure.
There you go.
Like in high school, did you ever do the dye your hair with Kool-Aid thing? Or...
No, I don't know. I don't know what that is.
That sounds like a
Really?
terrible idea.
That's a thing.
I mean, we was poor, and but yeah, it was a cheap, quick
Oh,
hair dye hack, like because Kool-Aid really stains stuff. So it's just like a washout, basically the same as like a washout hair dye. But yeah,
There were stories that
Kind of fun.
because I did synchronized swimming, and you put your hair up into a bun, and then you use Knox gelatin, which is usually unflavored. So it's just gelatin, and then it sort of slicks it down to a degree that like holds in water. So you get this really like slick held hairstyle. And supposedly somebody could only find flavored Knox gelatin like away at a meet or something like that. And then it reacted with the chlorine in the pool water and turned like bright green or something. And so this is just one of those like urban legends, but I was always like, I don't want green hair.
Yeah.
got green hair for a while.
But Knox, once you like, when you really got it in there, and then you had the hairstyle, like getting it back out again at the end of the night when you come home, that was also.
That sounds awful.
I remember in theater.
A matter of time, just like sitting there, like watching it in the shower.
It feels
Yeah.
like the kind of thing where you're washing it, and you're like, all right, I'm almost done, and then you put your hand here, and you're like, oh no, it all just moved back. Like, that's like a. Can we talk about that nonsense ghostwriter story?
Yes.
Haven't heard.
Did you see this? So on Twitter, so Ursula Vernon was the one that I saw her tweet. There was this website advertising ghostwriting services. And for people who don't know, a ghostwriter is someone you hire to write a book for you or something for you. And part of that is they sign an NDA that says they will not claim credit for this. You get to claim credit for this. So all these, like, people, politicians, for example, who write books, and you're like, wow, how did they find time to write a book? They didn't.
Well, they didn't.
They hired
yeah.
someone. Exactly. It can be a way to make money, a lot of money as a writer, but no one will know you did it. So here's this website advertising ghostwriting services, and they claim to have written Ursula Vernon's new book, The Hollow Ones, which they did not. So she got on their chat thing. I think her husband did first, and then she did, and she's like, you didn't, I did. Oh no! Suddenly the chat program goes down. She puts all this on Twitter, right? People start looking. They claim to have written some of the Rick Riordan Presents books. They claim to have written some of Nora Roberts' books, which I
And
find
you don't have
especially-
Nora Roberts.
You don't. And also, just like, I'm sorry, like in the scheme of authors who might need help with a ghostwriter, like that woman is not one of them.
Yeah,
She
definitely not.
sneezes and a book comes out. Like, she's very good at this, and she has been for a long time. So being like, but this one was us is nonsense. But the one that really got me is I guess people started going through and they had multiple websites like this, and they were claiming they just were putting up covers of things. So they were claiming they had ghostwritten dictionaries.
What?
And ever since I learned this all day today, I keep going, ghost-written dictionaries. What the fuck?
Right?
That is pretty
Wait,
funny.
who is this? Who's doing this? I want to go look at their website.
Some
Oh.
scam artist
Yeah.
or a
I-
scam organization.
Yes. I suspect if you type ghostwriting into Twitter, it will pop up. Because, yeah, there was somebody, I don't remember who it was, but I think it was a thriller author, jumped in and said he had found his book on there and contacted them. And they were like, oh, you got us. It was a mistake. We didn't mean to put that on there. Could you just not tell anybody about this, please? Like, That's not what's gonna happen here. That's not it at all. Because like from the start, the whole thing, like with the ghostwriting services, they will not tell anybody that you hired them. Like the NDA is there, so they're not gonna be like, hey, guess who didn't actually write their book? That is part of the agreement. So I just cannot get over the fact that somebody said, hey, do you know what a good idea is? Let's start a ghostwriting company and drum up business by claiming we wrote all these books. Like, did you actually know what ghostwriting was when you started this? I don't understand the scam here. It's so bad. And it,
Oh, the hollow
It's
places, you mean?
what's that?
The hollow places?
Yeah, that's the one where that was the book
but
they said.
there's like they were hitting
There's a lot.
everybody.
Oh yeah, there's a lot.
Now they're going to come on and claim, but you know what? We didn't write the website. We hired someone to write the website.
The
So it's not
website
our
was
fault.
ghostwritten.
Yeah.
So is this a US website?
I don't know if anybody got that far in. It presents itself as a US website, to my knowledge.
Call us. Oh, I found the phone number. I don't know if I should say it out loud, but their address is in California, so.
Oh, okay.
And they take secure payment by Visa, MasterCard, Discover, American Express, wire
Don't pay
transfer,
them.
and
Don't pay them.
Yeah, do not pay them for anything.
I mean, there are definitely people out there who are like, you know, I have a great idea for a book, and I'm
Oh my
never
God.
going to write the book, but I do have money. I will pay someone to write my book for me. Like, they exist.
What if I paid them for the next great Aaron M. Evans novel?
Like, you paid them to say that they wrote a book that I wrote. I'm
Yes.
pretty sure you would get in legal hot water.
I
You
just
could
wanna
say you
see
were a
what they
different
make.
Aaron M. Evans.
I just want to see what they
Wait,
make.
okay.
That's all.
You just want to see what happens.
Yeah, I want them to spoof each of
I used
us.
a dictionary before, but like they have dictionary as a genre, and it's like give your audience an easy to read and understand dictionary.
Give your
All right,
audience
our
an
team of
easy
writers
to
have an
read
excellent command
dictionary.
over the language,
What
and they ensure
is
to complete.
this? At some point, I said this when our friend showed it to us, but like I want to believe that people have a certain amount of goodness in them and a certain amount of like common sense, and stuff like this makes me very challenging to the point where I start to go, it must, you guys, be performance art. I cannot accept another answer.
This is a great
It's
sentence.
performance
Our
art.
team of writers have an excellent command over the language, and they ensure to complete your dictionary with an easy to understand format.
Oh my god. Are these bots?
Wow.
Is it just like bot writing service, like run by bots or the website by bots?
I don't know, because it sounds like people were going into their customer service chat and actually talking to people, and like the guy who they were like, you know, oops, we made a mistake and put your book up. Please don't tell anybody. Like that was not a canned response, or maybe it is, and that's how deep this goes.
They have Agatha Christie as and then there were none as one of their titles.
No.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh
It's
my
time travelers.
God, what?
Travel back in time.
Amazing.
The Hobbit.
Wow.
I wonder if they pulled covers from like the best-selling books and categories on the Evil Empire website. And so like they were just like, this sells really well, let's claim it.
Yeah, some of this sounds like SEO gone wrong or like gone bonkers to me. Like somebody was just like, "Oh, we're all these books that search engine titles will hit and then drive traffic to our
they're right,
website."
yeah.
How do I share pictures? Because there's this great one. It's like really moody and everything, and the title just says book title, and then under it, it just says author name.
Are you kidding?
I'm having so much fun.
Amazing.
I feel like
Wow.
save it to our Discord, maybe.
You put it on the Discord.
And then
Yeah.
That's right.
like, and then everyone can like Photoshop.
That's right.
We
You
can
guys
all
want this
create our own
content?
book
Join our
covers.
Discord.
That's
Which
right.
then, I mean, even if it is like, hey, this is like an SEO thing, like you're still doing they're breaking the first rule of ghostwriting club, which is don't talk about ghostwriting. It's like, okay, you can't.
Yeah.
Oh! like, hey, hire us. We're great. We'll break your NDA right away.
Right away
100%.
for our own self-aggrandizement. Obviously.
Holy cow. Original Angston had a great idea. Hire them to write
that?
the Bible. But basically just hire them to write like a religious text. Like I want to see a completely new religious text.
Yes.
Like new Book
There
of
you
Mormon.
go.
Let's go.
The Book of Yang Yang. Just start
Yeah,
it.
let's do it.
Start your religion.
I mean, this could be my whatever, like,
I mean, it worked for Scientology.
Your 5-year plan.
yeah.
start a call.
Don't
Work it
need
out.
to take over Westgate.
I once you just reminded me of something. So I once took one of those career tests in college that's like, oh, this is what you'd excel at. And
Yeah.
in my top 3, one of them was like religious figurehead.
What?
Yeah.
Yes.
I got
Amazing.
I don't
got a
know.
similar thing.
You,
But yeah, apparently Randy
you
got it
should
too. So
found
there's
a
2 of
cult.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll found
So,
different cults.
But the funny one is like, so I put things like I like to work with I like people, I like interacting, I like being creative, I like problem solving, things like that. And one
I
of them
feel like
came
that's
up.
a big difference between I like people and I convince people to do creepy shit.
Yeah. Well, anyway, but yeah, so I can't remember. I took this one when I was like, I don't know, I want to say like 12 or something. But and like they and one came up and it was cosmetologist. And I'm like, oh, like an astronaut. That'd be awesome. And they're like, no, that's not what that means.
Look, Seldarine in the chat also says
no.
she got religious leader. So like if the
Well,
3 of
now,
us came together
We
and formed a
need to
religion.
start a cult.
Yeah, we can't fail, right?
This sounds like very sound logic.
Yeah,
I mean, look,
remember.
you
I
got your
took
first
one of those
convert
tests,
right
but
there. He's listening.
I don't remember what I got. Now I'm sad.
I like.
I want to ghostwrite a religious
Yeah.
text. I want it to happen so bad.
I think someone asked in there, has anybody here ever done ghostwriting?
No.
Nope.
It depends on how you look at it, but no.
It depends on if we're allowed to break our NDAs or not.
I think you're not breaking it to admit you did it, but you don't say who it is. Because,
Right.
I mean,
But we're gonna guess. You just don't react when we say names. But Nora Roberts.
I have definitely.
Was that a reaction?
done-
Okay.
I haven't actually ghostwritten anything. I'm just like
Chuck Tingle.
messing around.
Okay, I don't know.
Who's Chuck Tingle?
Check
Who
Tingle
hasn't-
is
who
so
hasn't
That's the
written a Chuck
question.
Tingle
That's the
book?
No, I
$1,000,000
think you
question.
did. I think you did ghostwrite for Chuck Tingle because everybody knows Chuck Tingle.
Sure.
No, I'm
yeah.
kidding.
Exactly. Yeah, there you go.
He's
I
like
like
the
it.
Banksy of writers. I think that.
That's true. I like that.
Whoa.
He's got a letter.
I think George R. R. Martin should claim that he has a ghostwriter and like name someone he really doesn't like, and then that person will get all of the like.
That's where
"Where's the next
everybody's gonna be
book?"
mad.
Yeah.
And it's be like, you're just not bringing it out. Who's Chuck
Yeah.
Tingle's agent?
Okay.
I want to say Dong, isn't it? Didn't
yeah,
Dong
Dongwon.
take-
Oh,
That's amazing.
interesting.
So does Dongwon know
Huh.
who Chuck Tingle is?
Yeah, well, they talk on Twitter all the time.
Oh
he's
my
the
God.
helicopter dude.
Yeah.
He's the helicopter dinosaur dude.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
So
Yeah, Chuck Tingle is the pounded in the butt by.
Yeah.
Personification
Thank
of
you.
consent.
Thank you for saying that. Yes, thank you for
Yeah.
let's clarifying that. Now, go Google Chuck Tingle if you don't know who Chuck Tingle is.
Oh, that's so interesting.
We have 1 minute
Speaking
left.
of everything is performance art. This is my conspiracy theory, but
Some of the
Anyway.
covers are so wonderful.
Oh, they're great.
My favorite is the astronaut running towards the camera with a space velociraptor with a bubble helmet on, chasing him, and it was something about getting violated by velociraptors.
In space. Yeah.
Dude, you totally sound like somebody's dad describing this book right now.
Yeah.
Like, I know what sex is. I know what velociraptors are. Let me describe this book to you.
We need our break.
The best
I know
part
what
though
space
is
is.
the velociraptor wearing a bubble helmet in space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the best part of that book for sure.
So we're at 6:25. We have to go to the break in order to play the recap, run an ad.
right.
But I just want to say real quick, Kaggle Dark Sun, great idea. We should start a LARP That's your way to get people into the cult, and then the LARP just never ends. Okay.
Tell them these are the LARPing rules. I love it.
Yep. We'll be back in a bit.
Yay!
And we're back, apparently. Both back on the stream and back in Westgate, of all places. A place we thought was entirely destroyed, so... And I'm sorry there's no title card for this one. I need to make a new one. Well, so the Irregulars found themselves returned to Westgate as if it had never been destroyed before, or since, and confusion reigned, which makes sense. I would be confused too. I am confused. Are you confused? Of course, they did a few tests, as they are wont to do. Namely, Cecilia thinking that maybe this was an illusion, or some kind of constructed realm, like the Golden Raven was generally prone to creating, decided to send Stong to her banishment plane, or try to. The thinking being that if they weren't actually in Westgate and they weren't on the Prime Material, then if she sent Stong to the banishment plane instead, he'd pop up back on the Prime Material, or wherever the heck they really were technically supposed to be. Unfortunately, this just sent him to the banishment plane. So I guess this might actually be Westgate? Extra unfortunately, the Golden Raven was waiting for him in the banishment plane and revealed that, she has power over time, and thus a few seconds outside of the banishment plane on the Prime Material might be an eternity alone with her. So, that's not good. She did say that Stong was always her favorite back in the day. Her Stong, anyway. She did send him back, at least. It didn't seem like she'd kept him there overly long. And from there, the Irregulars decided they needed some kind of masking magic, something to keep the Golden Raven from finding out where they were. A pretty smart move, all things considered. Not an uncommon one, I might add. At least, not uncommon here, considering who they work for. And that, my dears, brought us to the Purple Lady, or at least brought the Irregulars to the Purple Lady, where I awaited them with drinks, as always. Now, my mind jumped to the right place when they said they needed some kind of magic to keep them from being spied upon or followed. Because, I know my stuff. So I offered to go get Illyra. Now, it might have taken me a bit too long enough for them to get a bit sauced. Look, I might have missed a couple of things, but apparently, not only did they discover the origin point of the pseudo-Cecilia's decline into madness and evil, which seemed to be the death of her Stong, given that their Rogar wasn't present to bring him back to life. Well, it seems she started her descent by absorbing the power of the Chalice of the Night King, which, that sounds like trouble. Not only that, but she devoured or absorbed or something the Heart of the Piercing, Cecilia's patron. And speak of the devil, but the Heart of the Piercing did appear, warning Cecilia that given that the other her was empowered by devouring her version of the Heart of the Piercing, that her power wasn't much use against the Golden Raven. And with that in mind, the Heart of the Piercing broke the pact, revoked it, removing Cecilia's power. Now, as counterintuitive and counterproductive as that might seem, it's not without reason. She did offer them one thing: the location of her brother, who might offer her a pact in her stead, something that they could use to fight the Golden Raven with, provided he agrees. And with a flourish, she disappeared, leaving all of them fairly stunned, including Illyra, who had finally showed up. So, we'll see how that goes, because they still have to talk to her. It'll be a lot easier to move about when they have a method of cloaking themselves, won't it?